It's like taking a band's entire career, like everything they could ever hope to produce, all of that awesomeness, and putting it into one track. And that is this. Hello there, it's Lauren here. We are doing a deep dive today of one of the greatest songs of all time. This is not my first video on the subject. I have my original reaction to it, and then I re-reacted to it, and for a while there, any typo song I did, I had to mention it. It was like constantly the comparison tool for every typo song after I heard it. So it's just, it really set the bar for this band. It was the first song that I heard from them. What I wanted to do, instead of just re-reacting to the song, like it would be me watching me, that's just a lot of me. So instead of that, I thought, you know what? I am just going to like pick apart this song in order to show you its brilliance. Except if you clicked on this video, you are probably well aware of the brilliance of this song. However, I think the song deserves a lot of recognition and just a lot of praise. This is by far one of their best songs. I would say their best song. I haven't heard their whole catalog, so that might be a little unfair of me to say. I have done how many typo songs? At least 20? Let's just bump it up to 25. So of the 25 typo songs, this is just so far and above everything else. It is perfect vocally, instrumentally, lyrically, musically. It's powerful, it's depressing, it's insightful, it's thought-provoking, it is raw and vulnerable, it is heartbreaking, and it's just everything you want in a song, I think. And I could just talk about it at length, which is why I thought, why not do that? I just turned the camera on and decided to wing it. So this is me winging it. I thought what I would do first is just listen to it again, because although I love the song and I just ranted about it, how wonderful it is, I haven't listened to it in a while. So if you're ready to listen to this song with me and really get into it, I mean, we're really going to get into it, then stick around. What I want to do now is just pick this song apart. I mean, like at a microscopic level. It is just so... I need a moment. I just need a moment. Let's start with the intro. It is so atmospheric. I don't know what sound this is, but I'm guessing... I just posted a typo song today and you told me that Josh does a lot of the different sounds. So I'm going to attribute this sound to Josh. So Josh comes in. Please correct me in the comments if I misspeak on any level, because I want to get this right. Josh comes in with this sound that is just so... It's sort of eerie. It sort of reminds me of like being out somewhere in this very isolated place. And I just think it fits the song so well. It's just such a cool intro. And then the cymbal. And then Peter comes in. It just has the symbol, that's it. Josh back there. And then we get punched in the face. remember that punch. That's a punch that stays with you. This song is just so good. What I'm going to try to do is not just sound like a total fangirl the whole time. I want to actually speak somewhat coherently and intelligently and not just fan out, like just, you know, totally freak out about it. The intro just really sets it up so well. And then Peter comes in just very softly. The vocal is just so, you know, now that I've passed the whole, you know, where are you from thing, it's just so unique and so interesting. I want to take a look at lyrics too. So we'll look at the first verse. Like a flash of light in an endless night. Maybe that's sort of why I'm getting that sort of image. Like when the intro comes in, it just is like you're somewhere in this like just very desolate place and you're all by yourself. It's the endless night. Life is trapped between two black entities. Let me just preface by saying this is all my interpretation. Between birth and death, which he mentions later in the song. The world is black, you know, before you open your eyes when you're bored. The world is black when you close your eyes when you die. So in everything in between, it's like you're trapped in it. It's brilliant. Because when you trust someone, illusion has begun. No way to prepare impending despair. So it's like as soon as you let someone in, that's when this whole charade starts. This whole illusion that this person gets you or you have some kind of connection. Obviously, it's a very pessimistic view on life and love and relationships. But at the same time, it's just such an honest one. And I think you would be hard-pressed to find someone who has not experienced this and on some level. I don't think everyone is this pessimistic about love, about trusting people, but you're definitely going to find people that this resonates with. No way to prepare impending despair. So it's like, as soon as you let someone in, you're doomed. It's like, you know, you're doomed. You're doomed. Cheers to that. I could easily research this, but I'd like to get you in on it too. If you know sort of the story behind the song, like if this was written about a particular person, if this was written, you know, after a breakup, what the behind the scenes story is, or if it's just written sort of in general, like this is what heartbreak feels like, or, you know, this is depression sonically. This is sonic depression. We get this first verse in like a really soft, like Peter's inviting us in. Listen to me. I'm going to tell you about despair, impending despair. And then once you get close, once I've drawn you in, I'm going to punch you in the face. And that's what they did with this just bang. It's just like the whole band is sort of lying in wait. And then they all come in and just rush your ears. That's what that was. And it's almost, this is going to sound dramatic, I'm sure, but it's almost painful. Like literally painful. The beginning of it starts softly, like I've mentioned like 18 times by now. So you have the volume set at a certain level. And then the next part is just so loud that it is physically painful. And yet, do you turn it down? I may have. I think I probably did just a little bit. It's physically painful, but it's okay because it's worth it. Okay, let me put it back on. It's just... And there's Josh killing it. Yeah, I'm going to be pausing a lot. You're going to be very frustrated with me, but the whole point of this is to break this thing down. So we have Josh doing that really cool, I still remember the first time that I heard that because it was so just like out of left field. That piano or keyboard, that surprised me. That was awesome. And again, I had no preconceived notion of this band at all. I had never heard them before. I didn't know what their sound was. And you just don't hear a keyboard very often, like in modern music. So to hear that, it was just like, where did that come from? It was just such a cool surprise. And I just love the sound of it in here. And then we have Peter doing that, like, the vocal effect on the despair thing. It's almost like he's being thrown in, or it's like he's fallen down a well and he's just like echoing up through the well. I want to actually speak somewhat coherently and intelligently. So let's get to the second verse here. Then yeah, musically, before we get into the lyrics for this verse, musically what it's doing, and I wish I could like pull a Rick Beato here and like, you know, play it for you on a keyboard or something, which I have right there. The chords are so sonically pleasing. There's just something about the chords on so many times been burned, this lesson goes unlearned, remember desire, fire. Those 4 chords, whatever they are, they're just so pleasing. And it's just like they build on each other. And I just love it. This is like, you know, instead of me being a Rick Beato or a Jeeves where they, you know, actually know what they're talking about, this is just from like a total fan's point of view, just a listener. I do have some musical knowledge. I grew up playing piano. I was in the band in school. I know how to read music, you know, but I can't sit here and be like, well, that's this chord and that's, I don't know all of that. I'm just telling you, just from a listener, I just love the sound of those 4 chords right there. They're just so, we gotta hear them again. I want you to hear these again. This one. Oh! So, this part again. And then Josh. So we have the same 4 chords again. Alright, hang on. Okay, there's just so much to say. I want to go back to lyrics because I sort of left them back in the first verse. So, did one say so cruel, 'tis better to love than lose, which I'm sure you've heard that before. That's a tough call. I want you to tell me below what you think of that saying, if that's something that you agree with. I'm sort of on the fence with that. But anyway, ignorance is bliss. I am like 100%. That is my life. I mean, that is like my tagline, you know. Music, cats, and coffee. Ignorance is bliss. Wish not knew your kiss. So obviously Peter is not a fan of the 'tis better to love than lose, because he would rather not have even known this person. So many times been burned, this lesson goes unlearned. Remember, desire only fuels the fire. Liar. It's almost like you forget, like when you start a new relationship, you forget the pain of ending one. And so you start again because you're craving the honeymoon period. And so this lesson goes unlearned. Like, you would think once you have been burned once, you're not going to fall for it again. But so many times, like, it just keeps happening. Desire fuels the fire. I think that pretty much speaks for itself. Have I mentioned how great the song is? I don't know if I've made that clear or not, but we're at 30 minutes here, folks. We're on verse 2. I want to listen to this verse again, and I want you to pay attention to, let's leave Josh for a moment, because I focused on Josh enough. But Josh has a really cool piano part. Rather than it just being like sort of the interlude between verses, he's like, I'm going to play during the verse now, so listen to this, and it's really cool. But this time I want to pay attention to, I want to say this is Kenny. And please correct me below if I am totally screwing this up as far as who's doing what or what sounds or what. But I want you to pay attention to Kenny. Maybe actually Kenny and Peter together, just what the guitars and bass are doing in here. We're going to go below the vocal here and ignore Josh, which personally is very hard for me to do. But we're going to try it because I want you to listen to the guitars in here. Alright, listen to guitars. Let me have his chords again. Josh. Johnny. Oh my god. Sometimes I think of this song and I just want to cry because it is so... Okay. I want to actually speak somewhat coherently and intelligently and not just fan out, like just, totally freak out about it. We had listened to more than I thought we had, and I didn't do this verse yet. So we have betwixt birth and death, every breath regret. This is like, someone get this guy into a support group. I mean, a line like that is just so, oh my god. But it's so brilliant. This lyrically is everything. These lyrics are perfection. This line is almost like a callback to the second line of the whole thing. Life is trapped between two black entities. So the two black entities being birth and death. So the entire time between that, in other words, your whole life, every breath regret. Wow. I pity the living, envy for the dead. Emotionally stunned. In defense, I'm numb. I'd rather not care than to be aware. That, I think, I might change my mind as we go through this, but I think that is my favorite line. I'd rather not care than to be aware. I love that. I'd rather not care than to be aware. It goes back to the whole ignorance is bliss thing. And that's something that personally I just gravitate toward and just hold on for dear life. That is like that's just me. So this line is just it just speaks to me. Like, I totally understand what you're saying. And the be scared thing is interesting to me because if you're sort of embracing the ignorance and, you're not aware, then why would you be scared? Weigh in below. Please weigh in below. I hope that there are some people that watch this that aren't just like, oh my god, what is wrong with this person? But that, totally understand the brilliance of this song and like want to discuss it with me. That's sort of my goal here. Let me know what you think below. Then the intro again. Oh. Another punch. Alright, I hate to do it, but I've neglected to mention Peter in here, this like wailing cry. Hey there, it's editing me. I had to ask you guys who actually sings this line, because this whole time I thought it was Peter, but whenever I was rewatching this live video, I noticed that Kenny actually sings this line, and I thought, well, maybe he just does it on the live version, but I thought I better check. So I posted this poll on my channel and had you guys tell me the truth. I am going to stick with Peter as singing this because that's just who I always thought it was, and I still think it is him, even though the poll would beg to differ. It just really sounds like him to me. And also the ending of the song, whenever he screams, "I don't feel anything," I also always thought that was Peter, but in the live version, Kenny sings that too. So there seems to be some debate. For the sake of this video, I'm going to assume that it is Peter, but if you know for certain, please let me know in the comments. Hope you're enjoying the video so far. Let's get back to it. I don't need love. You could argue that this could go either way. Like, he's saying this like he's trying to convince himself that that's true, or he really means it. Let me know below what you think. I sort of go back and forth with this, but right now as I sit here, I'm thinking that he is trying to convince himself that he doesn't. It's a way to cope with not having it, is to tell yourself you don't need it. And that just makes it easier to accept, you know. Like, the reason I don't have love is because I don't need it. Like, I don't need that. That's not for me. I mean, there are some times when I listen to the song and it's more about, you know, the anger of it. You've been burned, and this is your response to that in sort of an angry way. Most often I see this song as just a really hurt person. They're just trying to cope with something that they wish they could have, but can't seem to keep it. They're not having trouble finding love, but they're having trouble keeping it. We had the really cool, getting back musically, we had the really cool thing with the guitars. And then Josh with just the single like chords, like organ. It's like we busted out the organ. Oh, this song is just such a 10. It is just such a 10. All right, let me go back a little bit. Yeah, I think he's trying to convince himself that he doesn't. Here's Josh. Kenny, I guess, over here. All right, hang on. All right, lyrics first. Are 1,000 tears worth a single smile? When you give an inch, will they take a mile? Longing for the past, but dreading the future. That's another line that I really, really love. If not being used, well then you're a user and a loser. I'm going to leave that line for now, but longing for the past, but dreading the future. That's another one of those, like, this is my life. Longing for the past, but dreading the future. This isn't even for, like, the anti-Valentine's Day playlist. It's, like, for the playlist. So I see this verse as sort of Peter, like, trying to maybe justify, being alone. Is it even worth it? Like, why even bother? You go through all of this pain for a little gain. Accidental rhyme. And then you have this fear. If I let someone in, are they just going to walk all over me? When you give an inch, will they take a mile? These lyrics are so good. Oh. This is one of those songs where, like, if this was the band's only song that they ever made, like, not even a whole album. We're not going to even make an album. We're going to make one song. And this was the song. This song, it's like taking a band's entire career, everything they could ever hope to produce, all of that awesomeness, and putting it into one track. And that is this. Like, I just can't, as much as I am, like, it seems like I'm really overselling this song. To me, I'm not. Because to me, the song is just that good. It is perfection. Let's keep going. Okay, so during this verse here, we actually heard Josh's piano part, or the organ part, keyboard part, whatever part, that he played before this verse is now playing during this verse. And then guitar, so Kenny and Peter playing the same that they did in the last verse. But I really like the mix of the sounds in there for this verse. Is it this? I'm trying to think if it's this verse or the next one where you think the song is over, but it's like, no, I have more to say. And I love when you think the song is over and it comes in with another verse. And I definitely remember mentioning that in one of the reactions I did to the song. You think it's over, or you think it's sort of winding down, and then he comes in with another verse. And then you think it's over, and he comes in with another verse. I love that. I love that about it. Let's keep going. Let's back up a little bit. This is the verse here. The one coming up. And then this one. Alright, hang on. Alright, let's look at lyrics first. World-renowned failure at both death and life. Oh, God. Given nothingness, purgatory blight, to run and hide, a cowardly procedure. Options exhausted, except for anesthesia. I love how he says exhausted. I don't know what it is about that, but the delivery of that, I just love it. Side note, I mean, it's just some powerful stuff. I'm just sort of getting overwhelmed here at the end, or I just, like, I've run out of my analytical nature, and I'm just totally just, like, geeking out over it because I just love it so much. The fact that you have nothing left to do than to just not feel anything, that is so powerful to me. This was the verse where you think the song is sort of coming to a close because of the interlude, I'll just call it, where it's sort of working its way down. and you think, you know, we're getting to the end, but no, Peter's like, hey, just a second. I have one more really depressing verse to share with you. And then it repeats the which I'm going to listen to again. If you want to get like really picking it, like really breaking it down, it's like that is almost like you are falling down into the depths of despair, and like the music is sort of, you know, encapsulating that feeling. It's sort of the auditory version of literally falling down into the depths of despair. Now, again, that might be just really, really like, you know, could you just take it back a couple steps? I just think it fits so well with the whole theme of it. Like that section, the intro sort of setting the mood, that whole isolated feeling, atmospheric feeling. And then this part when it, that part, it just really sort of, yeah, we're going to hear it again. I want to actually speak somewhat coherently and intelligently. Something I just noticed, going with this whole analogy of like going into the depths, it's like the bass part of it keeps going. It is going down, you know, a step at a time. But then the guitar is going a step up. So it's almost like the guitar is trying to get you back up to the light. But the bass is like, no, we're going down. And, I don't know if I ever really, I mean, obviously I've heard that before because I've heard the song about 87,000 times, but like thematically, I know this is me just really like, what, just relax, you know, but I'm just going for it. So the bass, let me break this down again. So the bass is like, is literally, it's taking you down one step at a time. But if you listen to the guitar in there, Kenny, please correct me again. He's like, there's a note every once in a while. We're going to listen to it again. That's trying to bring you back up. So it's almost like the two sides of you where like one part of you just wants to give into it. And it's just like, I'm done. And then you have the side of you that's still fighting, you know. Let me go back and see if you could pick out what I'm saying. We're gonna listen to this a lot. The end of this song, it just chokes me up every time, and I don't know why. I really hope some people agree with my analysis here and like how upset I'm getting about it. All right, how are we doing with time? I've been talking about this song for almost an hour. What I love about it is like the transformation, like this whole last section, and I know I talked about this in my re-reaction video of what I think it represents. The point of view of the song, the person has run out of options. It's like, I just don't want to feel any pain at all. And so my last ditch effort is to just be numb to everything. When that part of the song starts, it's just very, you know, kind of calm, like this is what I've decided to do. And then when he sings it and it's a little more aggressive, oh my God, I don't feel anything. I don't want this. And it's sort of a panic. It's like, oh my, I don't just not feel the pain. I don't feel anything at all. Then the real soft with the keyboard only at the very end, I don't feel it. Like I can't, there's nothing I can do now. It's too late. And it just kind of dies out. The sound just really, it's really stripped down to where Peter is just the focus. And it has some bass. And then it's sort of like we get another sonic punch, but we'll get to that. It's so powerful that it gets so quiet. I'm just gonna let me, because I've sort of forgotten what I wanted to point out. So let me play this again. So we're going down again. And Kenny. All right, now. And then just it's that same bass from before. Josh is doing some weird things. The slide. Oh my God, okay. Okay. All right. The slide thing, there's probably a name for that, unless it's just called the slide. Like when you literally slide down the guitar, the neck of the guitar, I think is how you get that sound. Is that what the pick? When they put the pick down the, I don't know, but that sound, it's almost like, to get back to my overdramatic, like, thematic analysis, it's like you are sliding down into this hole. You're literally sliding down into the depths of despair. Whereas before you were like walking down, like the bass was sort of walking you down. The guitar's trying to bring you up. But this slide is like you're just going. And then the fact that that is the part where Peter is like, he starts to scream it then. It's like, fighting against the slide. I want to actually speak somewhat coherently and intelligently. Is this too much? I don't know. I'm going for it. I'm fully committed. That scream, because of the fact that it is paired, the soft vocal of I don't feel anything, and then on a dime, it's like, never mind. I'm screaming it now. It's just a total flip of the mood, and it's so good. Musically, that switch up, I think, has to be, I'll probably change my mind as we keep going, but that has to be the most powerful part of the song. There's just something about that switch up that is just so... Oh, all right. Let's keep going. And the drums here. It's so cool. The sound is so cool. There's so many cool sounds in there. It's sort of like when almost like when you have some kind of machinery that's short circuiting and it's sort of, just sort of random beeps. It's almost like you've just come to the end and everything's malfunctioning. And then you're left with the end of this. It's happened, it's done, and you're just left numb. And it's just like the greatest thing in a really depressing way. Usually, 9 times out of 10, I'm just focused on the vocal here because it is like, it's just such perfection. The end of this is just in a whole other league. But what I want to do is focus musically on it and what the other guys are doing. So I want to pay attention because I have shamefully neglected Johnny for most of this. But in here, I think he's really adding to this whole, get me the hell out of here feeling of the end of this. And it's a simple, I know nothing about drumming, okay? But it's like a simple beat, and yet it's perfect for this. Like, it's doing exactly what it needs to do. Let me go back and try to ignore Peter. I know, it's hard, but try to ignore Peter and listen to the other guys in here, because they're doing some amazing things. Still have the bass going down. Josh. So listen to like all the sounds. The end of this, it can't be overstated. And if you look at it on the page, you just have this line, I don't feel anything. How many times? 5? And you're like, yeah, okay. He's just going to repeat this to the end. But the way it's presented with the differing vocals, how it's soft, and then it's desperate, and then it's barely there. I don't have the words for it. I really don't. And I've been trying to find them for the past hour. But yeah, the end of this song is definitely my favorite. I love the whole thing. But the end of the song is just by far one of the greatest things I've ever heard. This is my 4th favorite song of all time. I think what I'm going to do is listen to the whole thing again. And then I'll come back for some closing remarks, maybe. So let me do that. I'm going to listen to it again. I don't know. I'm just really enjoying this. I kind of don't want it to end. I would like to once again thank this person, because you have changed my life. So, John, I hope you're still around and still watching, because you, sir, are a champion. You deserve a medal or, to be knighted or something, because you are responsible for this. This is one of those things where I'm pretty sure I would have found the song eventually, but you have seen how long it takes me to get to certain songs that you guys request in the comment section. So it could have been years that I would have eventually found this song, but you suggesting it, when you suggested it, it just sort of lined up. And I found it thanks to you, and I just want to thank you from the depths of my being. I want to know a few things. I want to know your favorite lyric. I want to know what part of the song sticks out to you the most, like as far as which of the guys' contribution. Is it Peter's vocal? Is it Josh's keyboard? Is it Kenny's guitar? Is it Johnny's drumming? Is it the whole thing? Let me know what part of it really resonates with you or sticks out to you. And I also want to know if this is not your favorite type of song. I respect that, I do. And I would like to know what your favorite type of song is and why it is. Because I think for a lot of our favorite songs, we just like what it sounds like. But this song is so much more than just I like what it sounds like. And hopefully throughout this rambling heck of a video, marathon of a video, I've been able to explain to you why I like this song so much. Over the past, I don't know how long, I'm at an hour 13. Hopefully I've been able to edit this down somewhat, but I do want this to be lengthy because there's a lot to talk about in here. You can easily just put this song on, listen to it, and be like, that's kind of cool, these lyrics are deep, this sounds nice, but I just wanted to really pick this song apart. This song, it's a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece. Hopefully I was able to share with you just how great the song is, how much I love it, how powerful it is to me, and I want to know what you think about it. One thing that surprised me that I did not expect during this whole experience was to like hear things I'd never heard before. And there was one point in here, and I wish I knew where it was. There was something Kenny did. It was just like, oh, there's Kenny over here. It's just crazy to me that as many times as I've heard this, that I'm still picking up on things I didn't really notice before, so awesome. I can't say anything else about the song that I haven't said it already without just sounding insane. I'm sure I've already sounded insane. I've asked you a million questions throughout this video, so please respond to any or all of them. I would like to do more of these with songs that really mean a lot to me. That might be fun. Something a little different. I just want to thank you a million times for watching this video. If you are still here at the end, if you've made it to the end, I want you to say, I don't need love. That's going to be the line to let me know that you've made it to the end. I don't need love. There will be more typo on the channel. If you want to give me some recommendations, go for it. But really, I want you to stick to this song. I want your comments to be about this song. I look forward to reading those. You are amazing. A big green heart to you. If you're wondering what this is, it's in my store. Check it out. That's my shameless plug. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you for the next one. So, let's see. Like a flash of light in an endless night. I feel like I'm at a really bad poetry reading because alright, so, yeah, I think we're gonna keep going here, but, yeah, I can't deal with it. Sometimes I just can't deal with it. 209. Oh my. This song, oh my.